I want to welcome everybody and say thanks for tuning in. Happy Ogun Day. I got the idea of developing a spiritual high five from one of my Omoifa. He said, Baba, you always send text messages to people, and at the end, you always put spiritual high five. He said, I was driving the other day, I had this idea. I think you need to do that. Now, mind you, the interesting part about it is this was technically before the whole, stuff got real crazy with this infectious disease thing that's going on. You know what? Happy Ogun, Shoshi Day to everybody. Before I start, make sure I give Baba Ogun something nice. Baba Ogun, Baba Shoshi, recent. This is your dew. As the dew falls on the plants in the early morning hours, it causes the plants to become enlivened and the leaves to become refreshed. Please, Baba Ogun, Baba Oshoshi, please use your dew to become enlivened and refreshed. Enliven and refresh my life, my family's life, all of our viewers and listeners' lives. I feel. Okay. Back to what I was saying. So, yeah, one of my Omoifa said I should do the spiritual high five. So I've been really milling around with the idea now for probably about, a month or so. And so, like I said, welcome everybody. Today is the first one. What's the spiritual high five about? Well, it's about inspiration. It's about compassion. It's about discipline, fortitude. It's about reality. It's about us understanding exactly what we're experiencing in this world. It's about helping us all to be able to, in a healthy way, interpret everything that we're experiencing, everything that we're going through, everything that we're seeing on the news. How we may be having conversations around our dinner table or on the corners or wherever people are right now, right? Probably in their house. So, yeah, today is Ogun Day. I would like to talk about, who is Ogun as it relates to everything that we're experiencing. Ogun is strength. Ogun is discipline. Ogun is fortitude. Ogun is perseverance. And why do I call on those things? Because during this time, Ogun is the technologist. Ogun is the architect. He's the one that built the human skeleton out of iron. That serves us humans all so well to this day. And so, when we think about Ogun, Shoshi, in this time, we need to really deal with discipline. Discipline, why? Because a lot of us are at home a lot more than we might have been 2-3 months ago. We're used to being out of our homes for maybe 8 hours, 10 hours if you include commute, sometimes 12 as a regular shift for maybe like our healthcare workers and stuff or first responders. And then so in turn, you're talking about 14, 16 hours out of the house. Now, seemingly overnight, it feels like we've been forced to be indoors for close to 24 hours. It can cause people to feel a little squirrely. Now is the time for us to invoke the Ashe of Ogun, the Ashe of discipline, to be able to calm our mind. Because really, wherever we are, it's not so much about what's going on there, but the way we interpret it in here that we are reacting to or that we're acting out. So this is a time for discipline to say, calm you down, mind. I calm you down. My mind, I calm you down. Because I, as essence, as Ashe, as spirit, I'm in control of my mind. My mind controls my body. And that's where we get perseverance. That's where we get the fortitude to continue to push forward. Because now is a great time to work out. You can see my shirts are a bit damp. Try to get out here every morning and exercise my body for a minimum of 20 minutes. I do it a little bit longer, but for at least a minimum of 20 minutes. Why? Because that's going to release endorphins. It's going to burn off excess energy. It's going to reduce cortisol levels in our body, which is a stress-fighting hormone that's good in small doses. But if we're stressed out over hours, weeks, days, months, years, then it actually becomes an irritant to our system. It's not good for us. So exercising outside, sunlight, fresh air, which is the places where Ogun lives. As you see, Ogun's shrine is outdoors. You know, he's the hunter. He's outside. He's out in the bush. You know, he's tracking. He's a war general. He's fighting. It's outside. So there's great ashe that we can derive from being out here. You know, today I came out. I got my water. You know, this is a good water. Mountain Valley spring water. I like them, especially because it's in glass. Try to do stuff in glass. You know, I got plum. You know, chocolate is good too to help you feel happy. So this one is chocolate hugs and kisses, 55% cocoa with cherries and almonds and dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is better than milk chocolate. Dark chocolate is really what you want to be looking for. 55, 50% and better, 60, 70, 80. The higher you go, it'll be a little bit more bitter, but that's okay as well. Bitter is good for the heart. And then I have some tea here that I'm also drinking, especially because I'm a man. It's important, you know, that I keep my strength up, I keep my nature strong, right? So I can stay even and calm and make rational decisions. And so I'm drinking some Damiana. So, Damiana is some good stuff. It's cut leaf, so it has everything in it still. So, yeah. When we think about Ogun during this day, again, it's fortitude, it's strength, it's perseverance. We all will continue to persevere. We must persevere. You know, our lives are not a straight line going up or down. When we really step back and we look at it, it's more like dot matrix. When we look at it up close, we'll notice that it's a bunch of highs and lows over the course of our existence. When we pull back, it might look like a straight line up or down. And so we have to remember that. Again, we have to control and tame our minds, you know, so that we remain even. You know, we have to understand that Earth is our vacation. Heaven is our true home. Earth is our vacation. So all of the things that we might feel like we're experiencing here, we have to remember it's sort of like a roller coaster. You know, as an Ifa person, you know, we deal with outcomes. I'm not so concerned, you know, and as a Babalawo, as an Oluwo, I tell my Omo Ifa, I tell clients, you know, I tell them all the time, I said, you know, we're not concerned with what's happening in the middle. We're concerned with the outcome. If I need to be somewhere at 10 o'clock, I leave my house on time, and then all of a sudden I get a flat tire, I might be frustrated by it. But if I get the tire changed and I still make it to where I need to be for 10 o'clock, then all that stuff in the middle is kind of inconsequential. And that's how we have to look at this world right now. That's how we have to look at the things that we're experiencing right now. All of this is all the stuff that's just in the middle. You know, as a traditionalist, you know, we are into doing ebo. Ebo means sacrifice. And I tell people all the time, the biggest sacrifices are sacrifice fear, sacrifice anxiety, sacrifice self-deprecating attitudes, or basically things that trick you into cheating yourself or making yourself feel lower than you are. Tricking yourself into assuming that you are not dynamic, that you do not have the spark of the Creator inside you. And so those are the biggest sacrifices that we all have to make. So on that note, I want to say happy Ogun Oshoshi Day to everybody on the rail. May your road be cool. And Aboru, Aboye, Aboshishe, Ogboato, Asure Woi Wofun, and Odabo.